All right, folks, welcome back. First off, thank you, Finales. He drops 1880 bits on us. He says, take all the rest of my bits. I love it, man.
Oh, yeah.
And he stabs the boss twice in the process. What a guy. So a couple things to talk about. First off, we saw this tweet on Twitter.
This is so funny.
I couldn't believe what I was reading. It came out of no regret. I'm actually going to show you guys here. We were like, why is this taking so long? Where'd Scarlett go? She disappeared. And Jake tweets, the internet wasn't working for a laser, so he put the router in the freezer, ... And I guess that killed the internet for everybody. Okay, so dumb thing aside, they got it fixed, and now she's back online, and they're doing vetoes. But I read this, and I'm just like, you should not... I understand, like, maybe you think it's overheating, like, but I just... Oof, just dumb.
Yeah, the freezer is where ice and moisture is, guys, and getting technology wet is worse than getting it hot. You know what I mean? Just throwing that out there. I'm not a scientist. I don't look like one. I am not a scientist, but I know that much.
Well, anyways, so it's the apology for the delay because we had no control over it, but they're getting sorted now. When they are done, of course, this will lead to the grand finals, a best of 7. So it's not quite short and sweet, but shorter than a usual cast, and definitely sweeter than a regular cast.
Yeah, the sweetness is really can't be argued here. It's going to be a good ZvZ as well. Like, people like to meme like, ZvZ, Resident Sleeper, blah, 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 but this is actually going to be sick.
Scarlett's been playing this very differently too lately, but I'm contemplating trying to get ahead of ourselves. So again, it's the hypothetical versus Gumiho, and I think Solar's actually got like what it takes to take Gumiho on, better equipped, I would say, even than Sue, but Gumiho's still like a really stupidly good player right now. So maybe it would take more unorthodox strategies from someone like Scarlett, more all-ins out of somebody like Scarlett, than what Solar would be willing to do. I honestly don't know. Either way, you know, it's not going to matter who's better versus Gumiho, because right now it matters who's better versus Zerg.
That's right. It's getting ahead of themselves to think about Gumiho, but of course everyone is eventually going to have to deal with him if they want to get the major prize here, the $484. And oh, looks like Blood Boil is going to be our first map. It's going to be an interesting one. TVZ is so much better on Blood Boil now, by the way. Now that they've changed the gold base that Zerg used to always take.
I still just generally hate Blood Boil.
Okay, I actually quite like it. I'm throwing that out there. I'm sorry, guys.
I actually vetoed that map on day 1 of the ladder. Like, I just played 3 games on it and said, no, this is... I don't like the layout of the back base. I don't like the rocks. I don't like anything about it. But that's personal bias, right? I'm not saying it's objectively good or bad.
It doesn't have like a little ledge in the back natural for Reapers to abuse anymore, like that jumpable cliff area that it used to have. But there's also the lack of gold. And I mean, I don't veto anything because I'm sort of like, my channel is all about learning to improve, and we don't actually care about map balance because I'm not trying to rank my account up. I'm just trying to like get better at certain aspects of the game. So I actually can't veto because that makes me seem like a hypocrite, Rifkin. As much as I want to see the back end of some of these maps, I have to play on it. Like, for instance, if I had to choose, I would get rid of Sequencer pretty quickly. Not a fan of that one.
Why is Scarlett linking me the Time Fan Club thread?
Because it's time to get on that time hype, you know what I mean? Pun not intended. Kids in Code S.
Oh. Because in the interview, one time in a match, Time's router is too hot, so his net got wrong. So he put the router in the fridge until the caster... someone says you go buy Time a big fridge so he could sit in it with his hardware inside of it as well.
Fucking pro gamers, man.
Yeah, fucking pro gamers, man. That's too good. All right, well, we got the full lobby set up. Solar, go fast, please. He's gonna go to the bathroom. Okay. So a small extra delay here, but as soon as Solar's back, we will hop into it and get going with the games. Apologies that it took so long, but yeah, second semifinals ready to rock and roll. But all right, so we got the map order full now. It's going to be Blood Boil into Sequencer, into Proxima Station, into Ascension, and last but not least, it'll be Odyssey. I'm actually really glad Sequencer's been making it into more of these map pools. I like Sequencer a lot, and I'm actually really sad that it's not part of the Alima League map pool. But I think for the games we watch, it's provided some of the most entertaining ones since even the beta version in the map test contest.
See, I mentioned when I was talking about maps that I would actually veto Sequencer. It's not because, like, I mean, for starters, it has that janky base. It has a few bases that only have one gas, but I mean, so does Blood Boil. But whatever. It's like it's just a little bit plain, I want to say. You know what I mean? And really big.
So that's why I like it, though, because all of these other maps have tried doing weird things, and the bases are here, and the mineral counts are changed, and then spacing is an issue. But you got what is probably the most normal map out of all the new maps through Sequencer, in my opinion. Maybe you could argue Ascension Ire, but I just like it because it's a plain and simple map, and I felt like we didn't get a lot of those in the season. Oh yeah, Maynard, you don't want to fight against Solar, do you?
No.
Yeah, oh man, Hard Events just linked this. I was totally thinking about this in the whole router discussion when Bly's power went out and he had to hook up like a fucking car battery so he could continue playing in a tournament. Man. So good. So good.
That's so funny.
Okay, well, the players are ready.
Oh, we got it.
Let's finally get the second semifinals underway. Find out who's going to go to play against Gumio in the grand finals. Again, the Match Arena prize pool has been brought up to $1,200 thanks to you kind folks. If anyone's got a couple of bucks to spare, consider throwing it into that jar or throw it our way. I don't really care. Use your money how you want. But the prize pool split right now is the least amount any of these four players are walking away today with is $121. The most amount for first place, though, is $484. So it's already a pretty dank prize.
Yeah, that's folding money right there. And the bottom right here from Splice. Extremely scary ZvZ player from Korea. This is Solar.
And his opponent at the top left, she's none other than the pink Zerg, Scarlett.
That's right. And one of the best foreigners to have ever touched the game, currently residing in Korea as well.
Yeah, she's staying at the BaseTradeTV team house with the rest of the crew who like to freeze their routers. I'm going to guess they got the idea from Time when he stayed in the house, maybe. I don't know, but... yeah, we actually had a really great, really fun in-house tournament with all 8 players from the current house. So if you guys missed that, you should definitely check it out. It was like Cloudy, Special, No Regret, Scarlett, Drogo, Neeb, and Jon Snow, and one other that I'm forgetting, a laser maybe. I don't know if I already said his name, but it was some pretty good times, and they're pretty fun folks. So make sure to check them out. Yeah,
that map pool though.
No, that map pool was surprisingly standard though, right? Like Newkirk, Precinct, Coda.
Like Echo and...
Yeah, I was expecting like really weird maps, like Fruitland or something, to come out.
Oh my god, I forgot that map existed. We actually have a small deviations in the build order choices here, so it's pretty interesting. So Solar's gone for the back door natural, whereas Scarlett went for front door natural. So one of the reasons I like this map is because it has this choice. And this is this basically means that you kind of keep your opponent guessing a little bit, unless they drone scout or something like that, as to where the third base is. We're gonna have a bit of a pause here. Basically, when it goes down is what I'm trying to say. I see Scarlett going for a very, very quick third base.
Oh man, No Regret just got crushed in chat by moving laterally.
Oh my god.
60-second timeout is real.
Get wrecked. Stuff's getting too real in chat right now.
It's just, I love that Jake, the first thing he says is, oh, where'd my sword go? I'm undefended. Immediately silenced.
You have no power here.
Yeah. Well, hopefully everything's okay for Solar. Dude went to the bathroom. Maybe he forgot to dry his hands. It's like, you know what? I can't play like this. My keyboard's getting all wet.
Maybe he didn't shake it enough. He's like, oh. You know what I mean? Happens to guys sometimes.
You know what? The worst thing is, real talk, when you do shake it like a million times.
Oh, yeah. And there's that one. Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst. You're like, I'm going to take extra precaution. I'm going to get toilet paper. I'm going to dab this shit, right? And then it's like, no, you still, fuck. God damn it.
Yep, there it goes.
This is the next conversation I need to have with Zombie Grub to see if there's a female equivalent to this issue.
What I've been told by females is that they have an issue that we don't have to balance out the scales. Okay, so if a female
a period once a month, yeah, I know it's pretty rough.
Well, I mean, you know that's apparently pretty rough. I don't know, but the pee thing they have is that if they laugh or sneeze too hard, some pee comes out. That's not a problem for guys, but that happens to girls. Yes.
Okay then.
Yep, I learned that from a female friend. So think of, so
oh gosh, I hope everything is okay with Solar.
Yeah, he's just sort of disappeared.
He got tickled too hard in real life. I know he's living in a house with patients, right?
Yeah.
This I think it's a third person living with him. I don't know who's there though. I can never remember. It's like the unofficial Dead Pixels house or whatever.
Okay.
I know Solar though was looking to possibly stay at the BaseTradeTV house and train for a month, or maybe it was going to the Leifang house. He's been kind of bouncing all over the place.
There's a few houses to choose from.
Yeah, it's interesting now that the Kespa, like for those who don't know, actually, we've talked about this a little bit, but while we're paused, when the Kespa thing dissolved and all the official team house broke apart, not everybody went home to their mom. Some didn't. Some actually really missed. It's funny talking to them. They actually really missed living with their parents type thing because the parents would take care of them. But some of them started banding together because they missed the team house environment. So you have all these houses that are not 5 or 8 people big, but more like 2 or 3 people big.
Okay. It's a bit more of a closer knit brotherhood. That BaseTradeTV house actually started with like 4 people, I think, and it's like starting to get up there in population.
Yeah,
what do you got there? Like Jon Snow.
It's 8 right now. Yeah.
Cloudy.
I think that's capacity.
Yeah.
But yeah, no regret. By the way, boys in chat, just give him a shout because he's been helping us run the house while the year's been going on. There's been some ups and some downs, but ultimately we got people in GSL because they're able to come stay in the house. So fuck yeah.
Yeah. That's right. A bunch of those guys in those houses are in Code S. It's pretty sick.
Really?
I mean, Laser unfortunately didn't get through his group, but he had a pretty tough one to start things off with. Speaking of, like, we had Gumio earlier. Pretty tough.
I didn't even know you could click the emote thing now.
Yeah, you get the little, if you hit enter, the little face next to observe, like the...
Whoa! When did they put that in? That's got to be really new. Cute Owl's definitely a cutie. I should finally get around to buying the Carbot ones. I've got all the portraits. I just don't have the emotes or whatever. The little wormy guy is the cutest thing. But yo, what the frick happened?
So did Solar like go out to buy a bunch of cigarettes or something? Or
Solar
like,
really wants.
Is he doing his taxes? He's like, oh shit, it's tax season. I gotta get out there. I need to go see my accountant. Yeah, he's like, I gotta see the opener. Open up Twitch TV Base Trade.
I don't. I really don't know what's going on with Solar though, guys. This is actually kind of insane. I am actually now a little bit worried maybe something actually went wrong here. So I'm gonna try poking him on Skype. And actually, I got him on Kako Talk, I think.
Oh, he's back. Oh.
Oh, okay. So okay, right. Can you do a countdown for me, Maynard, in chat? Oh no, they can't see it. Shit. Okay.
I can't type to all. Sorry.
Game resumed.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that I could hit pause on the keyboard and I thought we were about hitting F10. Actually, I hate this. Fun StarCraft fact. I didn't know this for like 4 years of playing this game that you could hit the pause break button on your keyboard to pause it on pause. I would always hit F10 and click, and then sometimes as a consequence hit score screen and leave the game. And it was really problematic until Zombie Grub pointed out to me there's better ways to do it.
Yeah, there's a pause key on the keyboard, bro. You didn't know that. Oh well.
Okay, so anyways, let's reassess where we're at because this took so long. That was a ridiculously long pause.
What's this tournament again?
The BTSL, Maynard.
Yeah,
it's actually, we haven't given them any shout-outs. We got to give our sponsors a bit of love here, guys, because without Twitch, this would not happen. To be perfectly clear, when we say we're sponsored by Twitch, we are sponsored by Twitch. They give us money to make StarCraft happen. And the best part is, like, the rules of our, like, the terms of our contract was literally, we're going to give you money, but you have to spend it on StarCraft. But we're like, no fucking problem,
no.
bros. That is,
oh, no.
Yeah, so they help make the BTSL possible. Maturina helped us boost up the prize pool each week, so it's really great to have them both making Korean StarCraft great again.
Yeah, good on you, Twitch. You're an alright company.
You're a pretty alright guy.
As far as billion-dollar companies go, you're alright with me. We got the 2 lings of Hero Solar coming in, and see that third is already done for Scarlett. So that's a nice scout there with those lings, by the way.
It's a pretty
Not a
big
whole lot you
scout,
can do
too.
about them. Yeah, for sure.
Right
She's
now,
absolutely everything.
well, I think one of the things about this as well is he sets down his own third, but that was in that point of like, that could have just been for Larva. Speed's finishing up, but maybe he's considering an all-in depending on what he scouts. But, ooh, nice drone save out of Scarlett. Good micro.
Yeah, beautiful control for Scarlett. It's part of the reason why she's so good at this matchup. It's a very, very micro-intensive matchup here in StarCraft 2. Another couple links coming in here for a look. It's getting as much information as possible here.
It's so important that he sees the drones, though, right? This is what gives him the freedom to drone himself. If he saw no drones on the space and it was like a fake third, then he would be in a lot of trouble if he chose to drone. So, like, this scouting it's not the biggest, oh my god, that's the game, but it is actually pretty important to allow him to get away with this third at home.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does with that extra larva as well, like you mentioned. It's a really good point. Like, does he use it for drones? Does he use it to make a bunch of links? It looks like with +1 attack on the Evo chambers, he's going to transition into something else here. Haven't seen the... There it is. Okay, Roach on the way. I was going to say, what's going on at your solo here? Because he is a little bit weird sometimes. Doesn't always like to do the cut, copy ZvZ builds, so...
I'd like to apologize to you, by the way, Maynard. I'm sorry. I know you couldn't hear Zombie Europe interrupting you while you were speaking, but $10 coming in from Logic to say heart for those emotes. Oh, he wants me to go buy the Carbot emotes.
Do it.
I will. I absolutely will. Next time we're out of game.
I've bought the Terran ones. I haven't bought the other ones yet.
I think I'll pick the Zerg ones. They're the cuties.
The drone holding the heart is actually the cutest emote in all of StarCraft 2, so it's probably worth the $3.
I like the probe holding the heart, but I also just really like the larva worm because it looks like a donger. Like, you know how people use the eggplant emote for not eggplants? That's what I would use that little wormy guy for.
I don't think it's on phones yet, but maybe one day.
Yeah, nice. Why can't I get Carbot emotes from my text messaging apps, right? My SMS messaging needs some Carbot love.
That's right. Oh, links from Solar. Seeing these roaches of Scarlett also sees the Evo chamber equivalent, so he knows that there's upgrades on the way.
You know, normally there's not a lot of creep spread in ZvZ. I mean, this is kind of like a Scarlett thing to do, right? But it's funny because the Overseer will help clean up tumors, which is not ever something you consider discussing in the matchup, really.
Yeah, creep spread doesn't tend to matter a whole lot in ZvZ unless it's like, you know, a guy making roaches versus a guy that's not making roaches. But yeah, just trying to deny a little bit of creep spread here for Scarlett. It feels like Scarlett's like that kind of player, like you mentioned. This is kind of her bag. Like, she saves like 30 or 40 APM in all of her APM force creep spread because it's always so good. But we're seeing that both players... Oh, +2 actually a lot earlier for Solar, by the way, and he's making a ton of roaches right now. He's gonna...
The burrow stands out to me above all else. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, Tunneling Claw is going to be a lot of problems. We actually got to cast a really sick series with Snoot versus Nurchio recently, actually, for the Corsair Cup finals, and we saw the same sort of instance over there. If Scarlett's not going to match Tunneling Claws, it's not like she's in trouble, but it's still so frustrating to deal with. Even if you see them, the extra regeneration it gives the roaches, they just don't die.
Mm-hmm. And also the fact that they can get split off 3 or 4 here, 4 per base, 3 per base, whatever, and then just unburrow all at the same time and start wrecking drone lines. And you're like, well, I'm a Zerg player and my units are generally all together, so it's a little bit tough to try and deal with.
Well, roaches are already pre-splitting, hoping to segment some off. Of course, for him, like, this Overseer's done a really good job scouting to see what's going on. Seeing Scarlett take a 4th also gave him time to take his own 4th. But it's that question of drones versus roaches. And, of course, neither of them want a drone. They're both on 69. But now just delving head-on into all roaches.
I feel like you and I are kindred spirits, where at 16 we decided what our sense of humor was going to be for the rest of our lives.
Feels like 420 years ago, man.
420 blaze it years ago. Solar seeing with his Overlord that there's a big army for Scarlett down here on the low ground. And he has the high ground and a few more Ravages, but it is tough to get a concave in this kind of situation.
Well, she knows it's tunneling claws too. That's the thing. Like big reveal with those colorful
She has
backs.
an Overseer. Overseer's going to help her in this fight. And now that she sees tunneling claws, I wouldn't be surprised to see her drop some spines, and they are going down. Meanwhile, there is an engagement here. +2 not done for each player, but it's actually going to finish for Solar in the middle of this fight, but not before he loses a bunch of his army.
Yeah,
so many roaches here from Scarlett.
I really would have liked if some of those Corsair Gears had landed a bit better, but she dodges them very nicely. While this goes on, though, Solar does get the drone line, so loses an army fight, but is going to slaughter the drones. I think this still favors Scarlett because army matters so much more than money at this point. Because everything Solar makes now is going to be coming out 2 and 3 at a time, right? She can easily pounce on it. Whereas on the other side of the map, like, okay, she's going to have no income, but she doesn't need it if she can win with the army she already has.
Yeah, that's the thing. He has to stop this army if he wants to win the game. He's not going to base race with, like, 5 roaches on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, Scarlett has 30 more army supply, and she's barreling through here. This natural, this third base location in the front natural of Solar is starting to go down. I don't know how he can hold this.
Yeah, every time I hear you say front natural, I just can't help but think, like, front butt. Like
yeah, front butt.
This is so bad for Solar. He taps out. GG. Scarlett will take game number 1.
I told you guys. You'll be thinking the Korean's going to win here. He's up against a white person. Absolutely not. Scarlett is just so good at ZvZ that it's actually obscene. And the last time they faced each other, which I think was like, what did I say? It was like Gauntlet Season 3 finals or something like that. Scarlett actually beat him in a big series.
Maynard went like halfway with his homework. Like what I'm imagining here is like he wanted to come to the casting forum to prepare like a good caster, so he like looked up some stats, went to Ligulac, but then didn't leave any of those pages open for all the casters going on to look them up, like reference back.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't have that many screens. I'm sorry to say, but
how do you only use one monitor?
I currently am.
Oh, but you poor unfortunate soul.
Yeah, it's a good song.
You poor unfortunate soul. All right, you know what, guys? There's a lot of delays. There's a lot of problems. We're gonna actually take a quick break while we get game 2 set up. It is gonna be on sequencer. We'll see you guys here in 2 minutes. All right, folks, welcome back. Game number 2 in the best of 5 semifinals kicking off. It is, of course, going to determine who moves on to fight against Gumiho in that grand finals. Spawning here in the lower left, it's the Blue Zerg Solar.
Yes. And in its uprights, this is Scarlett from Team Expert, same team as Björn.
Whoa!
Whoa! Is there a correlation?
Okay, man, I gotta ask you a question. It's a little bit off topic, so chat, forgive me.
Oh my god.
Do you play Pokemon Go at all?
I did when it first came out.
Ah, okay. You haven't touched it
anymore.
with the raids or anything like that?
I actually uninstalled it because it took up so much space on my phone that I got rid of it.
Oh wow, that's sad. Feels bad, man. No, yeah, I was just gonna say sorry. I have not been this excited. Like basically, as soon as we're done with the cast today, I'm gonna go get like a 4-hour sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up, and my plan is to do Pokemon Go until the next cast. I've been walking like 15 to 18K every day that I've been doing this, and the best part is thanks to like my American phone that I got, I've been streaming it all. It's been like so on the fun scale, but it's actually motivating me a lot. And this is like the first day in a long time because I didn't get to do it all yesterday, so I'm like fully rested. I'm like raring and ready to go.
That's good, man. Like when it came out, I was still working full time at this office, and I used to always get like lunch delivered to me or pack my own lunches and that sort of thing. But I actually like would like it's a relatively long walk from where I was in that office to go to get lunch, and I was actually like I get bored when I walk because there's nothing to do. So when Pokemon Go came out, I actually loved going on walks, and I walked all the time and lost a lot of weight actually because of the amount of walking that I did every day at work. Yeah, so. That's the coolest thing about Pokemon Go is that it makes you just go for walks. Like, it gives you a purpose. Because sometimes you're like, hey, man, why don't you just go for a walk? Why don't you just go for a run?
Yeah, because it's so
runs
boring.
Are fucking boring. Yeah,
right?
They're boring, dude. Like, why would you do that?
That's the worst part about...
You don't have a destination? Why would you go?
Being a fat guy, everyone's like, you don't want the motivation, you'll live longer, blah, blah. I'm like, don't give a fuck about any of that. It's so boring.
Yeah.
Let's sit here on YouTube all day.
Yeah, that's right. I mean... I have a ritual, man. There's a bunch of YouTube videos that I watch every day, like from channels that I watch every day. And if I don't get to watch them, then I get grumpy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I got to get my Philip DeFranco, you know?
I got to get my Game Grumps on. That's how I start my day. It always comes out first thing in the morning for Australians, so I like have my breakfast and morning coffee right as new Game Grumps episodes come out.
I miss old Game Grumps with John trying to lie. I stopped watching when he left, but I heard that it's still pretty good.
Oh, it actually like slays me how good it is. But anyway, bit of a scout here from Solar. Single Ling getting into the main. Oh no, it actually stops to battle. Doesn't get to see any tech.
No, same for Scarlett though. She gets pushed out of the natural base, so she doesn't get to go in and confirm even the third, because it is a weird third to take, all things considered.
Yeah, so it's the jank third, I call it, the jank one with the less mineral patches and the one extractor.
It's the ghetto. Let's be honest.
In the ghetto.
All right, real quick, guys. People are asking us about prison breaking. A lot of you are in jail right now because of your illicit activities. When Finale finally dies as the big boss, I'll do a prison release. So. Release all the people stuck in prison. Also, thank you, Walgren78 for that big resub on 9 months.
That's Twitch, baby.
Okay, that's a lot of links for Scarlett. She's gonna find a wall, well, sort of semi-wall, I guess.
I think she can actually sneak in here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not a full wall.
Solar has no units. This is a big problem. Like he was hoping to get to roaches and just sail on in comfortably, but 3 queens trying to defend this. They've actually got some pretty good damage. The drone hold position is great to help defend, and this isn't as nearly as bad as I thought it would be. 7 drones.
No, it's not game ending, which is what I thought it would be.
Actually, she hasn't even done enough damage yet to even up the worker count. She has to kill 1 more. But she is moving to roaches much faster than that. Solar's speed is only just kicking up too. He's so far behind in a lot of little things, so he decided to play a little bit greedy to roaches. And I think for him, with the Bailey Nest going down, he was really worried. Scarlett's following this up with another Ling all in, but she's already on her way to roaches, so... Oh gosh, this could work really badly for Solar. Cancels the Bailey Nest. He still could have used that though, because Scarlett's still making a lot of Lings.
Yeah, actually canceling this Bailey Nest may cost him the game here, Rifkin, and I'm not even kidding, man. That's going to be tough. A lot of Lings here. There's big flooded units with roaches on the river as well. Uh-oh. There's no like... There is a spine crawler on the way here for Solar, which will help a bit. But these Lings, though. Okay, he's plugging the hole with an Evo chamber. I like that.
It's still late to the Roach game, which is concerning. In fact, the Roach Warren on the front line becomes a vulnerability, right? 8 Roaches to 2. Ravager in the mix as well for Solar. I mean, Solar's about to have the Roaches he needs to fight, but he's going to lose the Roach Warren, so he won't continue to have the Roaches.
That's right. Those 6 roaches that he has on the way are going to be it for Solar for the time being. He has to rely on Lings, Queens, and the static defense to hold Scarlett's attack here.
Oh, she goes in.
Get down 2 maps.
She gets a lot of the Lings on the front line, and Crosabaw's been landing on the spine cross, but still transfuses.
And defender's advantage coming in strong here for Solar as well. He's not far away from that lava. Yeah, good hold, actually. Really good hold.
Solar's transfuses were really, really critical to that spine crawler, adding a lot of extra damage to that fight.
And he can chase down these roaches as well with the Lings. Getting 1 or 2 here on the retreat, trying to box them in so his roaches can acid spray them down.
This is problems for Scarlett, but she's not exactly behind for this, right? She knows she sniped that Roach Warren, and there's not going to be another reinforcement of roaches for some time. So she continues to slowly drag the army back home. It allows her to build that roach count up. But
she's turning around and sort of scuffling here, but there's still a roach advantage that's pretty heavily in Solar's favor right now, that he's been shaving up these roaches of Scarlett. She's using Lings to try and slow him down a little bit here, but she doesn't have a ton of units back home. She's starting to make some now.
Yeah, she's not going to have a spine or anything like Solar did, but Queens are still going to help out a lot. So the roach damage is what's missing most from this. The Lings try and get us around. The Lings can actually do really well with us around. She runs forward to catch them, almost like human force fields.
Yeah, the Ling's actually holding the roaches in position for a little bit there, just like Solo was trying to do with the retreating forces of Scarlett. And she deflects him, and both players on very even footing as things stand, but Solo with just a bit of a worker lead. He just made a whole bunch of drones behind that.
It's not just going to be a worker lead, it's going to be a tech lead too. That Roach speed kicks off, he's got the +1 weapons. Scarlett is not on a lair.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Actually, that's going to make the Roach speed devastating for a map of this size, because Solar can now pick and choose every engagement he wants. Once that completes, Scarlett, until hers is done, won't be able to do much.
And this Ling run by is not going to be able to do much. There's no third hatchery out here that's you know, anywhere for her to abuse. She has her third base on like the base that has more mineral patches and a couple more geysers. So in that way, it's all right, but she is still on the back foot for sure. It's hard to argue that.
Also, quick reminder for everybody too. We discussed a little bit of the hypotheticals for Scarlett. I don't know whether she's the type of player to reserve builds or not, but she has no Zerg in her GSL group, so there's nothing really holding her back here versus Solar, and I like that a lot. Solar, on the other hand, I don't know. He plays in so many friggin' tournaments. He might just have anything around the corner that we don't know about. So
Yeah.
I know that a lot of the Koreans are competing. There's a couple of Chinese tournaments that got brought up recently. Not Masters Coliseum and the ones that have been brought to the foreign audience, but there's some like strictly Chinese and Chinese-only tournaments that have been inviting Koreans, and that's why they haven't been able to compete in some things. So there's a chance Solar might actually be playing in one of those for all I know.
Yeah, quite true. I think no regrets that he was in the Leaf Hanghouse at the moment as well. Called that a little bit earlier.
Oh, what we're talking about? Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if he was or wasn't. I know there's mention of him going there.
Solar's army moving through the middle of the map here, and like you mentioned, it's pretty big, so it takes a while to get from A to B, but with roach speed, that helps out a lot. You see the Scarlett's just started hers now. She might be able to, maybe get this drone and stop the fourth base, rather, of Solar from happening.
It's funny, actually, you bring that up. I kind of forgot Solar took the Wimpy base, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
So even though they're the even worker count, it's going to be better income for Scarlett, hypothetically, because she'd have more mineral patches to mine from.
When she saturates it, yeah. And she is in that position now. Oh, bit of an engagement here. Speed not done for Scarlett, so Solar is able to position these roaches a lot easier.
Oh, this is
he has
bad
a
for
Ravager
Scarlett.
advantage as well.
This is really bad for Scarlett.
Out of trouble. She's lost the Queen as well. Solar just starting to break the back of Scarlett here, I feel.
I don't think there's anything she can really do about it unless Solar starts being really complacent, but that's not going to happen. She gets pushed back hard.
Well.
Oh, Link's
Yeah,
into the
the
mineral lane.
upgrades.
GG.
Dude, the upgrades mattered so much in that game. That tech difference that you were talking about actually is what killed Scarlett there. That roach speed, the +1, all that sort of stuff, she couldn't handle it.
Yeah, things got really bad. By the way, I've seen a couple of tweets and I've seen some mentions in chat. I know not everybody loves the new bot guys, but in the meantime, while we're still working out whether we want to keep it or not, you can squelch it. You can mute it on Twitch so you don't see its messages. So if you're really, really, really uptight about it to the point where you're willing to tweet about it, maybe consider solving your own problems, because we're not going to be getting rid of it anytime soon.
Yeah, nerd.
Yeah, nerd. All right, what is this? Third map is Proxima Station. And because we took the ad break before, we'll skip the ad break that we would normally have scheduled here and now.
Good guy, Rifkin.
Yeah, I like StarCraft, believe it or not. Oops, no, not Gumiho.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Don't take the
Alright.
invite, Gumiho. That's going to be awkward. Solar,
Golden.
Scarlett. Yeah, Golden's been casting in Korean. He was
Attaboy.
he was gone for a while, actually. I think he was focusing on school or something. So I don't think he's cast anything since April, but wanted to hop on for the cast today. Why not? Love the kid.
Yeah, what a champ. I've seen him soon. Him and Crank cast together, actually. And of course, I'm used to just seeing Crank do absolutely everything, like just being like the base trade equivalent for Korea.
He kind of is, yeah. Like
Yeah.
Crank TV's really taken off, but.
Yeah.
All right, they're both saying go, go, go. So let's just jump into it. Proxima Station for that third map.
Can't wait, man. One apiece here, so see who breaks the tie. I'm really happy that Crank's doing well, by the way. The guy deserves a lot, considering how hard he's been working. He's a bit of a champ.
Yeah, there's some people out there, you'll see those threads come up like, oh, support blank streamer, support other streamer. And you kind of sit there, you ask why, and they can't give you an answer. But for Crank, you can say why about a million different ways.
Yeah, it's so easy. I mean, pick one. With the amount of hours he streams, the amount of content that he covers, like it's...
The fact that he dedicates to 2 different languages, a Korean stream and an English stream.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bag of reasons.
But okay,
Speaking
let's
of
jerk him
bags,
off
we're
later. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to warm my hands up with these mittens. But,
Oh, god damn it.
and the bottom left here, from Team Splice, winning game number 2 on Sequencer. This is Solar.
And it's on the top right, going to be the pink Zerg player, the foreigner, Scarlett.
I just touched my nose. My nose is so cold right now. You know, you get your icy nose.
Oh, I hate when you get that. You like put your palm of your
Oh.
hand in your nose and it feels so good.
I just did that because, yeah, I'm just like holding my nose in my mitten glove while I'm not on camera.
No, my friend, I know that feeling. I know that feeling all too well. The worst was like working security and you'd have like no space heater and you're just outside for 12-hour shifts. You're like, great.
Oh shit. I had a job where you do door knocking. Like you basically like ask people for donations and you take a cut from whatever for like to charity. So it was like one of those jobs where you spend 8 hours door knocking. So you're walking down streets, you're walking down blocks, whatever in the city. And I remember just having like my face feeling like it was going to freeze off with a different face underneath it, or something like that. Like I shed a layer of skin or something.
No, you know what sucks?
My face.
Your scumbag body will do that thing too, where like your nose will start running, and you're like, "Oh, cool! I'm glad this is like forming crystals of snot. Like, great! Really needed these on top of this mess that I got going on."
That's right. It's a good image. And you kind of like you got that red frostbitten face.
Okay, well, our woes of the winter times aside, these guys, I want to point out, haven't done the early pool shtick. They haven't done the fast speed lane. They haven't done the actual 12 pool. And I really, really like this. I mean, normally I'm the guy cheering for that, right? I want to see the early all-ins. I want to see Bly play StarCraft 2, right? But for Scarlett and Solar, because I know they are both so good at this game, I actually want to see the tier 2. I want to see like the roaches coming out on layer tag. I don't really want to see these games end abruptly and over quickly. But at the same time, a win's a win, and you got to do what you got to do. We'll see if either of them eventually shake it up, but not here, not in this game.
Dude, if this is what StarCraft turns into on the Korean ladder when you start to get into GM, then I really want to get GM at Zerg, because I just deal with Ling floods and 13-12s every fucking ZvZ I play in my league.
I wonder if there's some degree of like you know, you were an intern for a while, you had to put up with everybody's shit, and you finally get a good paying job, and it's like no problem, you get to give the shit. Like now it's like, oh, okay, I went through the muck of like all these early pools. Now we're in GM, we're like courtesy, we're like polite, we don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'll
and
never
you bring
know.
You're like, I'm gonna 13-12 like I did in Diamond, and then the GM player just bats it back, calls you a pleb. Like, why don't you drop your early pre-2-minute third hatch like a man? And you're like, oh, okay. So.
Learn to build, nerd. All right, so by the way, Solar is getting aggressive, and this is going to be a problem for Scarlett. She's actually been pretty good about scouting, generally speaking, but I think this Overlord misunderstood what he saw with this third, and what looked to be a macro game is actually a lot of lings in a fake hatchery. So Wall's coming down immediately, but even this might not buy her the time she needs. She needs one more Evo chamber, or a Roach War, that works too.
Yeah, that'll work. But I agree with you. This is a ton of lings. They can easily DPS some of these structures down. Scarlett desperately trying to remake that wall, getting a third Evo chamber with another Spinecrawler here to try and hold. Yes,
no cancel though. Oh, it's a kill.
Uh-oh.
It's a lot of money missing. But Scarlett's up like 11 workers. If she can find a way to hold on to this, and I know it's a big if, but if she finds a way to hold on to this, she's in a pretty good spot. You know, this queen's these queens are holding the line, Maynard.
Yeah, they are so far, and she keeps plugging the holes in this wall as well. That these Evo chambers are finishing, and they are going to go down. The Broodlings are going to help out as well against these lings.
That's so sick, and now she can cancel the other two that she has in the back. If that other Evo chamber lives, okay. Whoa! That's a bit of surprise. She was moving the queens in position, but she's still got transfuses.
Yeah, she does have one on the squeeze just coming down from the main. She's got 3 queens still left. The drones coming up the line and trying to help, but they're kind of stuck behind the queen here.
The spine crawlers.
Yes.
Oh my god, this thing is just hammering away. It's up to like 8 kills, jackhammering on those lings. She holds, and she still has a huge worker lead. It's not over yet, though.
Oh, that queen's just coming out in time.
Wow, that was like
so sick.
Was that was either that's got okay? You know what? I like Scarlett. That's so lucky though. She's in such a bad spot if that queen didn't spawn.
Oh my god, that was the clutchest queen hatch. I don't know what you call it, a queen birthing? It was the clutchest queen birth of all time.
You know, and now she's moving on to roaches. Solar's making banelings, and he doesn't want banelings for this. He's going to need more and more lings. He's getting his own roaches.
And Scarlett, you know, this Evo chamber is so low, is still dangerous for her. If this ling flood gets into her main, it's still very, very hard for her to hold. These roaches are going to make things a little bit easier, though. And you're absolutely right. Solar's in a position where he's only at 21 drones. He has to kill Scarlett with what he has.
Scarlett's worker count is actually insane right now compared to Solar's. Supply block with the Overlord denied too. Oh,
wow.
Oh, there's 2 more out here too. She could reach for. She's gonna reach for them too.
You know how there's certain casters that like meme about chills and that sort of thing? I'm actually feeling it a little bit.
What are they called? I think they're called geek chills, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, geek bumps. We got a bunch of the lings coming in here with the Bailings, and this is Solar's last chance.
Oh man, Scarlett, she can lose a lot of drones. That's what's beautiful about this. She can lose a lot of drones.
The roaches, they have to be enough here for Scarlett. So far, so good. The Banelings are getting a little bit low. The lings are coming into the natural. This Baneling could maybe touch up the drones if it really wants, but...
Queen's on that positioning. This is scary. But the roaches are spawning soon. These other roaches held their own on the left side. I think she's got it.
I think so as well.
Solar has to kill
roaches
20
have to be out
plus. Yeah, he's not gonna do it. GG.
What a game, Rifkin. That was so sick.
Anyone
that wants to say that ZvZ is a shit matchup, just put that game on.
I want to
try not to enjoy yourself.
I really wish I had like instant replay features set up so we could go back and watch that queen spawn again. That was the sickest queen of all time.
Oh my god, that's getting clipped to Reddit right there. That's a Reddit clip.
I hope it is. Guys, if you're a sub to the channel, go back in the VOD and clip that shit right fucking now.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so clutch. That was amazing.
By the way, tweet it to me, man, or do I got it. We're going to go to a commercial break while you guys look for those clips, and we're going to get the Game 4 set up. We'll see you soon. Scarlett leads 2-1. Okay, folks, welcome back. You're here just in time for the start of game number 4. And most importantly, what could be the end to the series. Now, keep in mind, this is... Oh, there's going to be a change-up, I guess. Winner of this goes on to fight against Gumiho. Big thank you to Matt Drino on Twitch for making this possible. But spawning in the bottom right, she's finally changing things up. It's getting down and dirty with the Pink Zerg Scarlett.
Now, this is the ZvZ shit I'm used to. And the top left here, about to get some early lings. This is Solar. And I don't mean he's going to have early lings. I mean he's going to have to deal with some.
Well, he's going to have early lings, that's for sure. If he does hatch gas pool, this will be the worst opener he could hope for. But we've seen people hold from that position. That being said, so much of what's going to go down is a little bit on Scarlett, but a lot more on Solar. I'm watching and I'm waiting, man, and it's going to be gas and pool. It's a bit greedy, and he's going to be punished for it.
Absolutely. God damn. Scarlett's on match point here, by the way. This could get her into the grand final against Gumiho.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I actually really, at this point, I'm raring for it. I want to see Scarlett's weird tactics versus Gumiho. And I want Gumiho to play mech or something dumb too, but he might just play standard bio. Like, I really don't...
Nah.
It doesn't matter what they play in the finals. We're going to enjoy it.
I love the term battle mech, by the way.
Battle mech.
To describe that quick sort of moving mass cyclone hellbat build that Gumiho does in TvZ.
We talked earlier about a lot of players coming back to the game. I'm waiting for freaking A. He's out soon. And that guy was doing mech bio blend builds when that wasn't a thing to do. I would love to see how he plays the game now. I hope he comes back. Fingers crossed every single day, Maynard.
Everyone comes back. We'll see.
All right, well,
here come the lings. Here we go.
I like she's being kind of sneaky with it because of the second Overlord timing, but it's not going to get revealed until it's too late. And Solar's making about, your standard early lings, a couple of queens. I think she's just waiting on speed. When speed's done, or close to done, I guess she'll go in.
Just going to pull that trigger. Oh, she's waiting for those first 2 lings to come out.
Oh, she saw that.
Get on in there, girl. It's your time.
Cheeky.
Get yourself a map
with
win.
Speed, Solar can't get back here in time either. That's so annoying.
And there's that Bailey nest. Link's getting surrounded on the queen. She is going to go down for sure.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
This is, of course, the Bailey nest being exposed. If this dies, Solar has no way to wash these lings away.
Nope. He's going to get out-linged straight up if he doesn't get the Bailey nest up. And Scarlett can actually just force a cancel on that anytime she wants.
She's leaving the ling. Like, she could have wasted the banelings on the drones. Saved them to zone out the lings. GG. That's the series. Ladies and gentlemen, Scarlett's going through to the finals.
Sick. Gumiho versus Scarlett be a grand final. Tell all your friends for BTSL finals here that we're going to go for a Gumiho versus Scarlett final. I mean, that is just pure foreigner versus Korean hype-gasm, guys. You got to get amongst it. Yeah. Hit the social media. You know the link.
Well, before you guys do any of that, do me a favor. Hit the follow button on BaseTradeTV if you're enjoying the show today. We're so close to 80,000 followers, guys. A little less than 300 away. So each day that grind goes up, hit that follow button. Make sure to go. Don't miss anything and come back for more in the future. But, hey, Archon in the SCV hits us up with a 5-month resub to say, I like your content still. Well, it's a great way to tell me by resubbing, man. I appreciate it. Ian's 11 was a 31-month sub. Following that up. No message, but glad to have you back, Ian's 11.
And Planet Eraser with Twitch Prime. We got a primer. Look at a primer.
Oh, wow. Primed and ready. Joining the Base Trade Brigade with that Prime sub. Thank you so much. Of course, just to note, I haven't said it publicly, but Maynard knows it. You know it. I know it. we are getting splits here with Maynard. Like him coming to the channel helps out a lot. So as you guys continue to throw bits our way, and those donations earlier were great, it helps him out too. So if you're a big fan of us working together, money makes it happen. But
right.
we are gonna, I guess, get there's no vetoes. It's actually, well, we could either veto to one and do loser's pick, which I think creates for a better series, or we can just do A veto standard.
Your tournament, man.
You're the
You
guest.
decide.
You
You're the
pick.
boss.
You pick.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's do the. What was that second option?
There's the standard, which was the second option. The first
Nah.
option is veto to one and then loser's pick.
Veto to one. I have decided with my guest powers.
All right. So yeah, they're gonna veto to one, and they'll do loser's pick, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if Gumiho is actually here. I might have to go poke around and grab him because he may have just been watching the stream waiting. But I really like loser's pick for bigger series because it does seem to get closer to the end a lot of the time, whereas sometimes straight up vetoes end up being 4-0s more often than not, I feel.
That is true.
But okay, while they get this started, oh, please don't have the hiccups now as we get to the finals. It is, yeah, that best of 7 Matcherino guys making this happen. Prize pool's at $1,200. Nobody's really donated anything today, but that's kind of okay because the prize pool's already really freaking awesome. But if you do want to throw some bucks towards the players, head on over to the Matcherino page and consider donating over there. Also, if you are looking to pick up DreamHack Atlanta tickets, whether it's a spectator or a player, you can still buy those through the Matcherino page at a 20% discount from the DreamHack website, and half of that ticket purchase will go to the prize pool. So consider picking
Really
up your
excited
tickets.
really excited about DreamHack Atlanta, by the way. Real shame that we didn't make that. We didn't manage to reach that send Maynard to Atlanta stretch goal for guest caster role. It's unfortunate.
Oh, feels sad, man.
Oh well, maybe next time. I wanted to go to the birthplace of Coca-Cola. I don't know what else to say about Atlanta. I learned that.
Is that where is? I don't even know. Is that
I
only
learned
know,
that it's from Futurama. I learned that.
Oh man, I only know Atlanta because of the that show with Donald Glover. That's it. But okay, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go make a tweet about this, guys. We gotta get the vetoes finished up here, so we're gonna go to commercial break while we do this. Just 2 minutes. I know you just saw commercials. I'm so sorry, but I love you. I'll be back here very soon.